more, so I left the matrix.
And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my abilities.
I couldn't fake no more, so I left the matrix.
What is the
So right now I'm here in Martinique, in the southern portion of Martinique, and I just arrived at the Village of the Pottery, which is basically a place where they sell a lot of local products, foods. Right now we're about to go on a mangrove tour at the place called the Green Paradise, located here at the Village of Pottery. So yeah, so I just had a fruit tart and an espresso to get my day started. And this is the back side of the Village of Pottery, and it's located directly across the bay from Fort-de-France. So this is a popular spot where students will take field trips, and you have different boutiques and shops for local store owners. Here's the museum of the sea, I guess, world of the sea. And here you'll find a lot of like artists and stuff as well. But this is the backside of the Village of Pottery. The Village of Pottery. And I'm gonna walk out here where you can see sort of the main entrance, as well as the view across the water. Here's the main entrance, and it goes all the way back there. And here you can see the mangroves and the bay. And around the corner on that side is where you'll see Fort-de-France. So I'll be taking some more videos and photos of this area, so stay tuned. This is the floating bridge they have to get us to the kayaks above, up ahead. Here are the kayaks. Here's what they look like. But it looks like we're not getting on a kayak, we're actually getting on a boat. And check out this device, this floating bridge here, which is pretty awesome. And as you can see, that's Fort-de-France in the background right there. The mangroves. And I believe far above in the background, that's the Mount Pelée volcano, which is the highest point here in Martinique. So stay tuned for the ride. Stay tuned. All right, now we're on the move. Estamos en camino ahora y vamos a hacer una vuelta en Los Mangroves, the Martinique. So we're going to do a little tour in and around the mangroves here in Martinique. Is that driver?
C'est la zone qui est située entre les Trois Ilets et les Salé. Et c'est une zone justement qui est assez spécifique par rapport au laventaire. Le laventaire est appelé la place de mer.
La vache comme la
Par rapport à l'espace, la vache par rapport au laventaire.
la vache comme the cows that were coming here to eat the
but cows don't swim, but the sea cows are the manatees. So basically we are entering a cul-de-sac between we're leaving the cul-de-sac, which is located between two different towns in southern Martinique. And over there is where you have the center of Martinique, which is where Fort-de-France and Chochelle is located. And that's where the majority of the population of the island lives. So that is a river.
That is coming here. Okay.
One of the few rivers.
The river is called Canal Vanta.
And the river is called Canal Vanta, and it's one of the three rivers in southern Martinique.
It's one of the smallest channels.
Gotcha. So there's approximately 10 rivers that are coming into the bay. And here you can see a cute little town, and that cute little town is called So because there are 10 freshwater rivers that come into the bay, it helps with the quality of the mangroves, the richness of the mangroves. As you can see over there and all around it.
Dans la forêt, et vous faites la petite marche qui vous emmène tout au bout. Et arrivez tout au bout, vous arrivez en fait à cette chose. C'est chouette, ça prend combien de temps? Alors, à peu près 2 minutes de marche. Vraiment tranquille, 2 minutes de marche.
You can reach that, this little kiosk over there, after 20 minutes of walking.
Okay.
Right there, that's nice.
Juste après, sur la droite, vous avez l'entrée de la forêt matin.
So here, as we get closer, you're going to see the mountains. In English?
I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, that is the among not the highest peak. The highest peak is further in the background, which you can see right there. That's the highest peak. But that is it's rare to actually see it because it's a clear sky here today. So it's rare to be able to see the top of the mountain. And there you can see the top of the mountains. There and in the background too, where you can see Mount Pelée, which is the volcano. And that Mount Pelée is located in the north side of Martinique. So here we're basically seeing, we're in the south and we're seeing the north. So that just shows that Martinique is not a teeny island, but it's small. Voy a traducir ahora. Esa montaña atrás ahí es un volcán. Y aquí es la ciudad de Fort-de-France y es la capital de la isla. And here you have the town of Three Rivers over here. And they call it Three Rivers because three rivers actually pass through it. It's a small town, but you'll find a lot of, I mean, basically most of the island is full of tourists and tourist attractions. So you'll find some over there as well. Right now we're headed to one of the islands within the bay. So here we're continuing to go in the eastern direction. Now, one thing he just mentioned was over here in this area, it is common to grind the conch shell into a powder and use that powder to put over dead animal carcasses so that those carcasses can disintegrate quickly without the strong smell. Y en español, el señor me dijo que no sé cómo se dice, el shell de la conca, la gente lo corta y pone como un polvo y usa ese polvo para cubrir los animales muertos, para que estos mismos animales no huelen muy mal, y también para que se puede el cuerpo se puede seguir en la tierra sin ese mal olor. And now the current right here is stronger because we're actually going against the current and we're going against the wind. Nevertheless, it's a beautiful day out here in Martinique. Very beautiful. So in this area, the whales come here to this area to lay down 30 meters below the waters that we are on right now to rest after the long journey across the ocean. They're not here now. I don't know what season they usually come here, but this is one of their favorite spots here to come, and this bay in Martinique to rest after a long journey across the ocean. As you can see further out right here, there's some shallow waters where you can actually stand up and walk around. Right now, Martinique is in the process of working with the French government to make the mangroves here a nature preserve, because since the 1950s, they have lost approximately 700 hectares of mangrove land. So the Martinican people are fighting hard to make this area a nature reserve, because I mean it's important to save the environment. And there is a common saying here that this area is the beginning of life because of its importance to the Martinican ecosystem. Far beyond there is the airport of Martinique right there. Here we are up close to the mangroves here. Now in the past, this place used to be popular with the manatees, but with all the boats and stuff coming in through here, the last manatee been spotted in this area has been in the 1980s. This area is popular for the swallow bird that comes here seasonally from North America. And here's a little inlet inside the mangroves that you can see right here. And you see the water here is very brown because there's a lot of it's shallow, and the boat's propeller is kicking up dirt at the bottom of the water.
And we are at the mouth of the river.
And we are at the mouth of the river.
They need specific conditions to actually grow. That's why we will only find some mangroves in the tropical zones of the world. They need three conditions.
La première, c'est la température supérieure à 10 degrés.
Higher than
La
18
deuxième, c'est le
Celsius.
balancement des eaux à des bases qui peuvent oxygéner la montagne et la
Balance
forêt.
between the high tide and the low
Et la
tide.
dernière condition, c'est le mélange des eaux.
The last condition is the mix
Qui va se varier avec l'eau salée.
the fresh water, fresh water from the river and the salt water from the. So the mangroves is usually at the mouth of different rivers. You know, when they meet the river and the sea. Here the bay is quite so that's why it's easy to find mangroves because it's the right conditions.
Dans des petits morceaux.
So just to summarize what's being said right now, it's important, he's saying it's important to protect the mangroves because they are very difficult to grow, to recover. Because
Here the specificity is that the mangrove is kind of humid. If we go up north next to Trinité or Robert, the mangrove is really dry.
yeah. So to grow mangroves, you need to have temperature above 18 Celsius. You need to have the mixture of fresh water and salt water. And you need to have a balance of high tide and low tide. And that's why throughout the world, you only find mangroves in areas where these conditions are met. And some mangroves are humid mangroves, which are like these. These are more humid mangroves that grow in humid conditions. And if any of you have seen my previous video in the Dominican Republic in Monte Cristi, those mangroves were the dry desert type of mangroves.
But we're not going to go in because it's low tide.
And
And there are usually some birds.
Okay.
But I don't know if you can see them.
So usually they do a tour inside this inlet in the mangroves. However, this is not going to happen today because there is low tide and we don't want the boat to get stuck. We are adventurous, but we're not that adventurous, you know.
Nous avons les bêtes neigeuses, par exemple. C'est la cousine de l'héron garde-boue.
And here is a type of bird that is very common in this area within the mangroves.
Exactement. Tandis que celle-ci, les bêtes neigeuses, est plus discrète. Elle va rester vraiment que dans les mangroves, un peu dans vers les mares, les autres unités. Après, on peut voir aussi le grand héron.
Also this bird as well,
Dans les bêtes.
very popular in this area.
Pour les bêtes neigeuses. Et elle a le bec jaune. Après, voilà. Celui-ci qui est assez commun en Martinique est le
Also this cute little bird,
Kayali.
native to Martinique.
Et l'héron vert. Kayali ou héron vert, qui lui aussi est très à l'aise dans la mangrove, ça va être plusieurs volontés pour lui, il va se nourrir de crevettes, de crabes, de poissons. Ensuite, nous avons l'aigrette bleue. L'aigrette bleue qui est aussi la
And also this cute little bird.
on les voit surtout dans ces zones.
So as you can see, the mangroves are home to a lot of different species of birds.
Nous avons l'aigrette tricolore. Les oiseaux qu'on pensait avoir disparu en fait en Martinique. Et on a remarqué qu'il y en a quelques-unes qui reviennent. L'aigrette tricolore, mais celle-ci elle est vraiment très difficile. Celui-ci, on le voit souvent dans les cours. C'est vraiment un très très bel oiseau aussi. Il est un petit peu plus grand aussi, c'est des chasseurs. Là, on n'a pas laissé. On appelle le guillemot violacé. C'est un oiseau qu'on retrouve surtout vers les rivières. Et dans les mangroves, on a le guillemot. Ça continue derrière et on a une immense vasière.
After the stick, we cannot go back.
Yeah, so you see this little stick? We cannot go past the stick because the water is too shallow.
Tu connais pas, que tu vas un petit peu trop loin.
Dire que moi j'ai déjà sauvé beaucoup de personnes de par ici.
En bateau,
Des
dans
gens qui
Kayak.
ont perdu leur bateau, ils sont arrivés ici de nuit, on sait qu'ils étaient, je sais pas où, le demain matin en fait ils viennent nous voir. J'ai eu des
So-
récits de
so there's a tale
kayakistes.
Of a crocodile that lived in the mangroves some time ago. And the story goes that there was a guy a fisherman that kept going out and seeing this crocodile. And he would tell folks that, hey, this crocodile's out there. People wouldn't believe him until one day everyone saw the crocodile. And this crocodile was in the mangroves, and crocodiles are not native to Martinique, but it was there. And I guess the story is someone either brought it there or they actually crossed from another area where there are crocodiles, such as and there are caimans in South America. So Martinique is the Lower Antilles, which is not far from South America, not far from Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. But crocodiles, which are different from caimans, would have come from the north, like the Greater Antilles, like Cuba, for example, or Florida. Who knows? This is a really beautiful day out here right now. A beautiful place to be, to see the surrounding areas of the land. So we're about to enter an inlet in the mangroves right now. Okay. What's that? Beautiful, no? And it's quiet. Beautiful and quiet.
Et en Martinique, nous avons 4 variétés de palétuvier. Le rouge, le noir, le blanc et le gris. Alors, regardez juste celui-ci. Vous voyez qu'il est différent des autres. La petite partie là, c'est le palétuvier noir.
And these are mangroves of different colors and species.
Le palétuvier rouge est le seul arbre à se reproduire.
No hay mucha bulla aquí.
C'est-à-dire que la graine va directement germer dans l'arbre et va donner la petite feuille. À ce stade, on appelle ça la plantule. À ce stade, on appelle ça la plantule. Et dès qu'elle va se séparer de l'arbre, elle va tomber, se tomber dans la vase. Dès qu'elle est plantée, vous avez une petite feuille qui sont prêtes à s'ouvrir. Sur les racines, vous pouvez voir tous les petits crabes jaunes. On appelle des crabes aractus. Ceux-là, ce sont les petits jardiniers de la montagne.
Check out the yellow crabs.
Ils vont passer leur temps à découvrir.
The yellow crabs. You see the yellow crabs there? Those are crabs. Yellow crabs. They're small. I see some oysters. There's oysters all over there. You see the oysters? Oysters. And small crabs. Small yellow crabs. Oysters and small yellow crabs. And you can hear the sounds of birds.
Après, il y avait les panneaux aussi. Il y avait les panneaux pour se parler aussi. Ah oui, très affectés. Et là, on a deux variétés d'huîtres. On a les huîtres plates qui sont plus en bas en fait, et celles qui sont.
So the tour guide parked the boat here in the mangroves, and these are the red mangroves, which is the more dominant mangrove here. Now, as you can see, he's going to climb, because he's very adventurous, and show us a few things. But as you can see, even if he falls below the branches, it's mud, so
he wanted to show us how solid it is.
C'est vraiment un arbre qui est très robuste.
But the branches are pretty solid,
Très solide. Et
as you can see. And you see the crabs all over the place, the small yellow crabs.
Les petits crabes arctus que vous voyez sont vraiment les petits jardiniers de la mangrove, je vais dire.
Il y en a
Et
plein de petits crabes.
exactement, ils se nourrissent de fruits, de feuilles, de fleurs du palétuvier. Et ce petit crabe-là a la vie très dure de la mangrove, puisque quand il est trop haut, il se fait manger par les oiseaux, et quand il est trop bas, il se fait manger par les poissons.
Ah oui, le pauvre. Hein.
Il a la vie très dure. Moi, j'ai eu une aventure pendant une balade en kayak. J'ai eu un petit crabe arctus qui est tombé à l'eau, j'ai voulu le récupérer à la main. Et il y a un brochet, un gros brochet qui peut aller jusqu'à 30 kg.
Check out the bird.
Il a aspiré à 2 cm de mes doigts.
Purée, t'as de la chance, toi.
Je veux dire que j'ai vu la gueule du brochet.
It's one of the popular birds here in the mangroves.
La mer là.
Ah oui, ils font out.
Looking for food.
Oui, bien sûr. Mais après, ici, ça n'a pas continué.
Be careful,
parce
baby
qu'elles sont
Jade.
plus petites.
Ça continue pas.
Voilà, voilà. Non, elles ne grossissent pas plus. Quoi. Ici, en fait, en Martinique, elles sont. On va peut-être voir des.
Parce que les huiles légèrement plus meilleures.
Voilà, mais après, dans la vague, on a aussi des grosses palos. On a aussi une espèce de mollusque qui est un peu un cousin du lambi, qu'on appelle le melon gênat. Le melon gênat, on appelle aussi le lambi sabot, le zopli.
Ah oui, oui.
C'est beau, hein.
Look at the bird looking to hunt
Melon gênat.
in the
C'est
wild.
une espèce de mollusque qui vit dans les mangroves.
And the bird just jumped in the water.
Alors justement, en fait, il y a certains qui connaissent qui les mangent, mais vu que la pêche maintenant est interdite dans les mangroves,
Look at that
on
beauty.
retrouve plus ce genre de mollusques. La poule d'eau.
La poule d'eau, oui. Check out the bird. Did you see Jade? Can you put the phone of Jade? Yeah, the phone should be within the bird.
C'est la petite poule d'eau.
And here is one of the islands, one of the many islands here in this bay, and it is a park. And here's its pier, and there's a line in the rock there where you can see the high tide line, which is like right along there somewhere. Right now it's low tide. And right now we're going to venture out on the island.
This is what he was doing. Check it out, Jamal. Almonds like from here. And we would open it like that. Let me check it out
I see.
before they eat it. And then you would eat it.
Okay.
Ouais.
You eat the almond.
Ça, c'est
These are
tellement
almonds.
bon. Et quand on était à
That's
la
the process
récréation,
of
on
opening
faisait
the
que
almond
ça.
just like that.
This is how we were doing it.
This is
in
a rock.
school. You're gonna have to try that, Jade.
Can you take this back?
Of course, Jade the bag.
See here,
To do it.
he's using a rock to open the shell of the almond.
C'est vraiment comme une amande. C'est une amande.
As you can see, it's pretty difficult.
We're gonna try
And he
to
opens
see
the almond
to get
shell, and inside the almond, and inside the shell was the almond. And then you pick it up, the inside of it, and you eat it. One lady just came over here. Was like, "Oh, I need to use the restroom." And then you go and turn around, and there is no restroom. So if you want to go to the bathroom here on this island, you will have to go in the woods amongst nature. Now we're venturing into the small jungle.
pas trop le fruit qu'on utilise, parce qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup de chair dedans. En fait, la chair, il n'y a pas beaucoup de jus dans la chair. C'est surtout le zeste ou alors les feuilles. Si par exemple, du poisson, du marron, écraser les feuilles. Ça, c'est très très bon.
C'est des petits fruits oranges, tout comme ça, tout petit, non? Non, c'est ciboulé. Non, bosselé.
Est-ce que vous voyez
les fruits?
à vos pieds? Vous voyez les cercles qui sont à vos pieds?
La lave, non?
Ça, justement, c'est très très vieux. Ça s'appelle des polissoirs ou des cupules amérindiennes. Et c'était les cupules amérindiennes qui affûtaient des lames ou bien qui polissaient des objets dedans.
D'accord. You know, it's like the native
On retrouve
Indian native they used to use that to
l'action vraiment du
with
polissage.
their blade to sharp them. So that's what. Man, it's
So
like
the
history right
airwax
there.
will use this to sharpen their blades. And that's why you see this here, because they will use this area to sharpen their blades.
Et nous, on a eu quelqu'un qui travaillait beaucoup sur les polissoirs guyanais, qui nous disait que c'était souvent des zones de fabrique. C'était souvent des zones où ils fabriquaient des bouts de flèches, des haches, et surtout du bois ou même des coquillages aussi.
Quelle époque, s'il vous plaît?
Alors,